This is another lovely view of the garden from here. Possibly quite a special view, that. I hope you enjoy that. I'm looking forward to things really filling out as May progresses and we get into June. That will be so nice. It's a 7-foot tree fern, this, so it's done very well, and the new fronds look lovely and healthy, so I'm absolutely delighted. And that's new for May. That's wonderful. Something else that's new for May is the growth on this rim palmatum. I love this one. I love the fact that it's got kind of a red underside to the leaf, which is really pretty. And something else that's new is that we have got this spotty dotty coming up. Isn't that really pretty? I only bought that last year. I've just planted it and really looking forward to seeing that become more of a feature in the garden, really. Other things that I've done for May is I've moved some of the house plants out just to create a little bit of a more seasonal display, like this Monstera, the Swiss cheese plant, and this one here, which is also quite common in the shops, but it looks nice as a little combination. And then that's underneath this lovely tree fern that I've been talking to you about. Another thing that I'm happy with in May is the growth on this clematis, which is looking lovely. It's in bud. Let's have a look at those buds. Isn't that lovely? And it's in a semi-shaded position, and I bought it for about £3 from Tesco. It was just outside the door of Tesco, which is, if you're not living in the UK, it's a major supermarket discount chain in the UK. Could I call it a discount chain without getting into trouble? Reasonably priced supermarket then, okay. And this is new. This, I've got about 14 Japanese maples, so you might think, why have I bought another one? Well, because this is a type which has got such feathery foliage that I couldn't resist it. And I saw it, a big one in Batsford Arboretum, so you have a look at the video on Batsford Arboretum and you can see a really big version of this, and they're such beautiful plants. So another thing that's happening in May is that the rose foliage is getting really lush and beautiful. This one's really going for it, isn't it? This is not, I don't actually know what type of rose this is. I like the way it spills over. If any one of my subscribers knows, it's not floribunda, not hybrid tea. Because of its growth, it lacks habit, and it's just beautiful though when it comes into flower. I love the way it sort of cascades over. Not a tropical plant, but you know, it's my garden and I decide what goes in it. I love that I bought these flowers. I bought this already made, this one on the left. Isn't it gorgeous, all that colour? And this one on the right I've sort of made up with some geraniums, and I've put some petunias in. Doesn't look great yet, but it should do. All of this is filling out a little bit more. Another thing that's happening in May is that the Dahlia Imperialis is coming out, and I thought that I'd lost it. So isn't that a wonderful thing that I haven't lost it and it's coming up? Some other things that are happening are these beautiful bamboos. I cut them down to the ground because yes, it is a running bamboo, but it's supposed to be really manageable. And you can see, look, from here it's spread to here, it's spread to there and to there, to here and to here. But it's been in the soil for like over 2 years, and that's all it's done. apparently you can control its spreading nature by chopping it down to the ground, and I think it's called viridiastris. I'll put something on a label on the screen and you can see what it's called. But can you see just how zingy that is? I love it. Other things that are happening here, look, we've got bamboo columns coming up, so that's lovely, and that's a big bamboo that I got from Pan Global Plants. So this is something I'd like some opinions on from people. So look, we've got an arid plant here, which Yucca rostrata, it's been through winter, very happy there. As you can see, I've built it up to keep the water off the roots really in winter, because where we are in Leeds it's very wet. This is actually a slope and that has helped it, but you've still got a reasonable amount of moisture, otherwise you wouldn't have a ruin palmatum growing next to it. So my question is this combination working? Because some people have got this idea that you have to have you have to have desert plants with desert plants, and so like arid plants with arid plants, and jungle plants with like more water and maybe more shade or whatever, with jungle plants. But does this work? I'd really like your opinion as to whether, because I could, for example, put loads more of these here and just go really arid and have like an arid section here, but this is what it looks like at the moment. So these are new areas. I think I showed this for the first time in my last video, but basically what happened is this huge pine tree, Pinus sylvestris, was taken down, and then I've put this head over the top of it. This is a little area that I like my little bird here. This is like an area where I've tried to make use of all these logs, because personally, I mean, not everybody likes it, but I really like the architectural nature of logs. The Victorians called it a stumpery, didn't they? Now that conifer's had its day, it needs to go. But these ferns have just come up. That's just come up this month, and that has the deciduous ferns. I mean, essentially I really enjoy the garden in May and April and May, and I do wonder sometimes whether we'd be better off with more evergreen ferns, because look, we're in May now, and look, that's just coming up now. So, but I suppose it's part of the joy of the garden, just enjoying the changes. I have to understand that part of the joy is the changes, because an example of that would be this Acer Shinder Shoju, which in March and April was a different shade of pink really. It was this zingy, really, really bright pink, and now we're in May, it's gone to a different colour. Next month it'll be a different colour again. Last month this Acer Shirasawanam wasn't even out. Now it's out, and it is so lime green, it's just, you need glasses to tone it down. And this is looking fairly similar, but next month I think it will put on a lot of new growth and look a bit more white. Another new feature of May is all my bluebells have come out. Isn't that lovely to see the bluebells around this dovecote? I really enjoy that. But another thing that is new is that I planted all of these here, Silene, I think they're pronounced, because this is supposed to be like a wildflower meadow area, so I've got to build it up really. I mean, this area, it has snowdrops first, then it's got daffodils, then it's got these bluebells. I forgot to mention the crocus. It has crocus at the same time as the snowdrops. And then the idea for this silene to take over. And I'm also growing some foxgloves, which are the perennial type, which I'm going to put in and around this area. So I'm hoping that will look really nice. So I'll have to show you that as we go on. This is looking a little bit unhappy. This is a Schefflera de Levi, but I've moved it here because it was in too sunny a position. I'm just going to have to wait and see what happens. We've got some flowers on the Schwazia, this is the time for the Schwazias. Those of you who've been part of my channel for a while remember I'm opening my garden up, and I planted these Futuras here because I just wanted to give it, you know, I wanted to make this area look nice because I used to have loads of them at the front, and I'd had to remove them because they'd got too leggy. But I think they're now starting to grow nicely, and next month I think they'll look even better as they cascade over the side. Everything else is looking really good. All these look better. I mean, last month this wasn't even out, and this is a dissectum variety of maple. The dissectum, for those of you who don't know Japanese maples, is the really thin, finely cut leaved varieties, and that's a dissectum as well. That's really pretty, as opposed to this, which see that the leaf is a lot thicker, and that's a lovely, beautiful plant. This has changed colour. This is Orange Dream, and now it's like a totally different colour. And some of the rhododendrons are starting to come out. One on the left there, and an azalea on the right. So that's lovely. Different ones in the garden. Just get the chance to really enjoy them. Something that, you know, has come up recently is people talking about showing the development of their garden on different YouTube channels. One of the things that I wasn't happy about my garden was that it slopes down here. So I've put these logs here because I'm trying to, I just love logs. I love Stumperies. I love that natural look. Again, I'd appreciate anyone who wants to comment on that. Does it look like a load of old logs, rubbish put there, or does it look like an artistic display? I wanted to counteract the fact that the garden dips. So what I've done is I've got these vertical accents here, which, you know, are really important there, and then these logs to help as well. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me today, and from Ollie and myself, we'll wish you goodbye and hope you'll join us next time.